Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I have a special little guest over here. This is Charlie. Come here then. Come here then. Come here. This is Charlie. He is my gorgeous boy. Oh, he is my boyfriend's doggy. He's a rescue. I know, I love you too, I love you too. Oh my god. He's been keeping me company all day. Lay down, lay down. You're gonna sit on my lap. Oh no, he's going on your bed. So if you hear rummaging around, he's also got a bit of an obsession with flies. So if he sees a fly or anything flying around the house, then you might see him scampering around in the background. I didn't bring my camera with me, and my boyfriend's still at work, and I feel like I needed to get something up, so I'm filming this on my iPhone, although the light, I found a nice window. Like, he's got really good lighting here. We've been doing some like coffee packaging and stuff as well. If you saw one of my Insta stories, he's got an Amazon shop where he sells single origin coffees, and there's gift boxes, so this box stuff is from packaging up all of the boxes. So you get a mug, 3 ethically sourced single origin coffees, and it's all kind of lovingly hand packaged by me and my boyfriend. So go check out the Sussex Coffee Company on Amazon, and yeah, if that's your thing, then feel free to buy one. I will leave a link down below to the shop as well for you. I thought, hello. He's been out playing ball, this one. He's got a little bit sandy paws going on because we're by the beach. But I just thought I would come on here and have a couple of sort of chit chats and stuff with you. So I had a question on Instagram, and I did have a vlog for you, which was more of like a what I eat in a day. But it had a lot of sort of James Charles tarty and that kind of stuff talk in it, that I feel like that should have been more of like a chit chatty video, and I should have separated the what I eat in a day from that chat. So I thought I would do answering the question that I got on Instagram, which I'm so sorry, like I still haven't posted, and then also talking a little bit about the general kind of behaviour in the beauty community today. So I'll start off with the question. I'm going to paraphrase here because my phone is what I'm using to record, so I can't actually look up the question. But this person was basically asking me whether I thought online dating was a good thing, and if I had any kind of experiences with it, because they've been following me for a little while and they've been single for a while, and they don't feel like it's their kind of thing or something that they would be interested in. They're a little bit hesitant to kind of delve into that realm of internet dating. We've all heard kind of horror stories and things, and wanted to know if I'd had any experience with that myself. So I actually have had some experiences with online dating. I'm going to split this kind of into 2 sections. So the first section I would say is I feel like if it's something that you want to give a go, even if you don't think it's worth it or it's not your kind of thing, I would say it's definitely worth trying. And then the 2 kind of points that I'm going to share with you, like first of all is kind of general safety stuff and what to look out for, and just kind of general keeping safe on the internet things. And then I will tell you about my personal experiences as well. So what I would say with any of these kind of internet dating apps, whether that be Tinder or Bumble or anything like that, I think it's really important to be safe. So not giving out your address, making it really clear in your bio what you're looking for. So if you're looking for flings or whatever, and you're at an age of consent where you just want to have a bit of fun and you're going to be, you know, practicing safe sex, all that kind of stuff, then power to you, whatever. That's not ever been my thing. But making it really clear in your bio what you're kind of looking for, I feel like tends to more or less attract like-minded people. I mean, some, in my experience, obviously I'm a cis straight woman, so I go for men, and I've always wanted a monogamous serious relationship because I would like to get married and have kids and do all that kind of stuff. And I've never really kind of been interested in kind of just like dating to sleep with people. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's just not something that I'm particularly comfortable with myself. So I always made it clear in my bio that that's what I was after. I was after a serious monogamous relationship, someone that I could bring home to my family, all that kind of stuff. There will still be like people that slide into the DMs, and try it on. I have got hiccups so badly and it's really annoying. But I feel like being quite clear with what you're after tends to attract people that are after similar things. So I'd say always be clear with what you're looking for, and there will be kind of like some sifting through people that are still going to try it on, or you know, that kind of thing. But general safety things, you know, not giving out your social media handles and stuff. A lot of people I see have their Instagram stuff on there, which for me, I can't really escape that because I do quite a public job. So if you were to type my name into Google, all of my modelling pictures come up, the agency that I'm with come up. So in that kind of case, on an individual basis for me, that was something that I wouldn't freely hand out, but if you were to type my name, you'd get a whole range of like newspaper things from the George Michael stuff. You'd get, you know, a lot more kind of details than is normal. But if you're kind of a regular person whose image is not out there really readily, then I would say keep your kind of Facebook private. Don't give out your Instagram handle and stuff like that. I would also say make sure if you are going to go on a couple of dates or whatever that you are perhaps not drinking alcohol, that you are going on a date in daytime, you are meeting in a public place that either you know or is not kind of super close to where you live and is also not kind of like at their house or super close to where they live. It's quite nice to kind of do it on neutral ground, where you know they can't kind of suss out your address and things like that. Also not giving out your address, not getting them to pick you up from your house, stuff like that, just in case things go wrong and people want to pursue you further and you're not interested, or it gets into a little bit of like a stalky situation. Basic safety things like that are really important. Also if you are dating, I would make sure that you tell one person at least or more who you are going to go on a date with, and where you're meeting, and maybe show them a picture and stuff, because if you're online dating, you should be able to get an image of the person that you are going to meet. So there's probably a few things that I have kind of left out there, but those would be like my basic keep you safe things. With regards to my own personal experience, I was on Tinder for a little bit. I made it clear the kind of things that I wanted. I also looked for kind of like red flags for me. Red flags for me would be guys that have loads of pictures with other women, pictures of them always seeming to be like partying. This is not such a problem here, but in the US I've seen profiles and stuff like on the internet, you know, articles and things of guys posing with any kind of firearm or anything like that. That just goes against everything I stand for morally, and is not something that I would, you know, I wouldn't go anywhere near that person with a barge pole because they think they're cool because they're posing with guns. No, that's just a no. So that's not such an issue in the UK because we have really, really restrictive gun laws, and unless you're like a police officer or a farmer or something like that, then you can't actually get them here. Other things would be like loads of topless pictures, just things that make you think maybe they are into a party lifestyle, or surrounded by other women constantly, or interested in being surrounded by lots of other women. Now I know plenty of men who have quite a lot of female friends. That's really different to kind of posing with a lot of attractive females and using those as your pictures on your dating profile, because to me that doesn't prove that you're a ladies' man. That just kind of proves that maybe you're a little bit immature and have a need to show that loads of women like you to make yourself kind of appeal to a wider audience. But actually what it does, if you're looking for a serious relationship, is kind of do the opposite for me. So it's basically like sifting out the potential players and the fuckboys. So those are kind of a few bits that I would say safety wise, and a few things that I kind of make sure in my bio, like I want children, I would like to get married, all of that kind of stuff I kind of put in there. And normally on a lot of dating websites like eHarmony and stuff, you can kind of put whether you're a smoker, whether you drink, whether you want kids, whether you already have any, that kind of stuff. So it's just being clear about what you want and what you're looking for, and that kind of helps everyone out, because if you're honest about that, then there's no crossed wires when people approach you. My experience, so as I said, I was on Tinder for a bit. I went on a few dates. As I said, they were always kind of like in a public place in the daytime, went for a couple of like lunches, stuff like that. Didn't really have much luck, not because the guys weren't nice, just because I kind of didn't feel much of an attraction, or the people, I don't know, they just weren't kind of who I thought they were going to be when I kind of went to meet up with them. There wasn't like chemistry or anything. And then my most recent experience of online dating was actually how I met my boyfriend Jamie. So we have been together, it will be a year on the 22nd of June. So yeah, we're about 6 weeks shy of having been together for a year. And we actually met on a website called myfitnesssingles.com. So I was kind of a bit fed up of like Bumble and like Tinder and stuff, and I feel like Tinder, you have to sift through more kind of like fuckboys, in my opinion. I did have a few like explicit images sent to me and stuff, even though I kind of made it clear what I was and wasn't looking for. But that's kind of a risk you take, and it's really easy to kind of block that person so they can't view your profile anymore and stuff like that. And that was fine, but I just didn't feel like I was getting anywhere, so I thought I'd try something different. I had a bit of a Google and discovered myfitnesssingles.com, because that was appropriate for me. If you followed me for a long time, then you will know that I've always been into my training, I've always been into my fitness. I live in the countryside. I used to do horse riding when I was younger. I surfed a bit on family trips and stuff. We went to Cornwall, and I'm kind of like, I'm an outdoorsy person, and I thought that I want to be able to maybe go training with my partner and do more outdoorsy things, but I also, just my personal preference, I prefer men with a bit of muscle. I'm not saying I need someone that is like completely ripped and goes, you know, their life is the gym, but I do like my guys to be wider than me. And that's just kind of like a personal preference from like an aesthetic point of view. Throughout my 26 years, I figured out that's what I liked. So with regards to hair colour and stuff, I'm not really fussed. Like, I like a guy that's really funny and makes me feel good, and we have similar interests, and there are obviously certain like moral stances that I take with it, like politics and things, that I feel like are quite important to be similar for us to get on. But that kind of stuff, you know, you figure out as you're dating. So I actually sent Jamie a message and I left him my phone number, and then we talked on WhatsApp. I don't necessarily feel like I would have handed my number over that easily. Thinking about it now, there are kind of like, I think Google has a service where you can like create an online phone number where it comes to like a message inbox, so that you don't actually give out your real telephone number in case anything goes wrong. Because if you're anything like me, I've had the same number for years and years, and if I was to ever get to a point where I had to, you know, blocking people wasn't working, and I got into a sticky situation with someone that I had been dating and then wasn't interested in, they were quite forceful and sort of getting to a point where they were harassing me and I had to change my number, I would be really upset. So maybe have a look into that. I think some of these things you do have to pay for, but obviously it turned out fine for me. We're still together, it's amazing. So we then messaged a little bit for a few days, and then I think we had like a 3-hour-long FaceTime or something, so I could see his face, I knew his pictures matched his face, and we got on really well. We had a really nice conversation, and I think like a couple of days after that, he asked me if I wanted to go paddleboarding, and that's what we did. So our first date was like outdoorsy, it was summertime. He brought Charlie along with him, and Charlie went paddleboarding on his board, and I'd never done it before, and I was terrified I was gonna like fall in the water. Also turned up in like training gear because I didn't know whether I was gonna get wet or not. Didn't really have much makeup on, kind of had my hair in a ponytail, and then I think we packed up after we spent a couple of hours doing that, and then we went and had like a drink in a nice pub down my end. Now Jamie did pick me up from my house, but I live with my parents, so again, that's not something that I would recommend, but we'd been talking. I kind of got good vibes from him. It wasn't anything that I felt really uncomfortable with, and I live with adults. So I think actually my dad answered the door on our first date, And then he did actually come back to my house after we went for a drink with the dog, met Gary, my bearded dragon, and hung out chatting to my parents for like a good hour after he dropped me home. So bit weird, bit intense for a first date, but obviously it worked out. So that's my kind of experience. I would say definitely just keep yourself safe, give it a go. If you don't enjoy it, then you don't have to do that. If you don't want to do online dating, I think as an adult, you know, lots of your friends might have single people that they know that they can kind of pair you up with, maybe blind dates, taking up clubs and things where you're likely to find like-minded people who enjoy the same things as you. So maybe, I don't know, if you're into drawing and stuff, maybe join an art class or something where you're likely to bump into people with similar interests creatively. Obviously, like if you're going to the club, anything like that, that's a way of meeting people. I met one boyfriend through friends at a wedding. Or, you know, if you've got like a running club or, you know, going to the gym. I don't feel like meeting people online is your only option, but that does kind of seem to be like quite a kind of normal way for people to meet now. So my experience was on the whole like very positive, and obviously that's how I've come to be in a stable, loving relationship. And yeah, that's what I would say. Just keep yourself safe, implement the things that I talked about earlier, and if you find that you don't like it, then you don't have to continue to do it, but I would say it's worth giving it a go, because you never know. I honestly didn't think that I would meet someone and fall in love as quickly as I did and be this happy, and I did, and I'm really glad that I risked it. And yeah, I'm very lucky to have met Jamie, and we love each other very much, and I love his dog and he loves my reptiles, and he gets on with my family really well. His family is lovely, and yeah, I feel really happy and settled. So yeah. The next thing that I want to talk about, oh sorry Bubs, he doesn't like loud noises, he gets a bit funny, he's really like afraid of like cutlery sounds as well, so when we're eating he like backs into a corner. I don't know kind of what happened to him, maybe before, because he was a year old I think when Jay got him, so we don't really know what his history is, but he's not a fan of loud noises, are you Bubs? Sorry. So I thought I would do a little, cuddles. I thought that we would do a quick little kind of chit chat about the beauty community. I did kind of talk about this in the vlog that I haven't posted, like the what I eat in a day. I think I'm going to refilm that on a different day as a what I eat in a day, and the chat bit that I feel like was important to speak about, I'm going to pop in this video. With regards to the beauty community in general, Tati's video, James Charles's video, Jeffree Star, all of that kind of drama, Gabriel Zamora, oh my god, he just needs to disappear, I'm sorry. I feel like the whole thing should never have been public. There were really kind of important issues discussed in this, and at this point I honestly don't know who to believe. I think kind of everyone has a motive for lying, and everyone has a motive for also speaking their truth. So I find it really difficult in these kind of group scenarios where you've got varying age ranges, varying levels of success, to kind of differentiate between who's lying, who's telling the truth, and why they would be doing this kind of stuff. So I'm not kind of gonna delve into that too much. If you do want some really decent kind of videos and some interesting perspectives on that, where drama channels are concerned, I would definitely check out Peter Mon. Not only is he a silver fox with the bluest eyes I've ever seen, and I am crushing on him even though he is a gay man and he's married, he kind of invites more of a, I would say, fairly balanced conversation in his videos, whilst giving you the facts, or, you know, the receipts, and the hot tea. But for me, this is less about the tea and the drama, and it should be more about learning from this whole like Dramageddon 2019. This community used to be a place for fun, creative, wonderful, talented minds, and collaborative relationships that, okay, may well have benefited people financially by pairing up and stuff, but it was less about social climbing and drama and toxic, immature, entitled behaviour, and more about sharing your love of beauty, which to me is, you know, my channel's always been kind of from an educational point of view. Like, I want to give you the tools and information that I've gathered over the years by spending a lot of time in the chair, and, you know, just trying things out myself and wearing weird coloured liner and realising it looks awful and all these kinds of stuff, and finding that balance of like what makeup is you if you feel like wearing it that day, and giving you the confidence to use products in a way that makes you feel good, but also making it really clear that you don't need to wear makeup to feel good either. And we are moving far more away from that and into this really disgusting realm of toxic, entitled, shitty, nasty behaviour that is hideously immature, and I haven't seen since at least I was in secondary school. That's high school for you guys in the US. And I think that it's a real shame, and it would be really nice to use this as a learning experience for our community and to get back to the basics, which is kind of what I've been trying to do on my channel lately, with more kind of like model makeups and, you know, pairing it back, and doing kind of more natural stuff, because I love makeup and I like helping you guys to feel beautiful, and this beauty community has just taken a turn where it's all about kind of the biggest personality and who's the most outrageous and who's talking shit about the other person. And that's just really, it's not beauty, that's ugly and it's gross. And the things I see on Twitter and on YouTube, and it's just really disappointing as someone who I feel like has never been particularly outrageous or had any scandals. I mean, we've all done horrible things in our time and learnt from our mistakes, hopefully. And I don't claim to be a perfect person either. I was a hideous teenager, trust me. But to do all this kind of stuff so publicly, and for our community to have that as what it's kind of like become about, is a real shame. And it's not a place for that, especially when a lot of these people have a largely quite young following. These young teenagers, young men and women, are looking to these YouTubers, and they are seeing behaviours that they will no doubt emulate, because these YouTubers have a massive influence, hence the term influencer, over their audience. And that doesn't just go for products and promoting certain things. Their behaviour is something that young people especially will also emulate, and I think that's something that we really need to focus on and remember, that even though you didn't ask for this, you have this amount of success and fame and power, and you need to use it in a responsible manner, because the things that are going on, some people might be, you know, 11, 12, 13, they're too young to realise that these are serious issues and that they should feel some sort of way about the things that are going on, and they will just think that that's okay. And that's not something that I ever want to be a part of, and that's not something that I will ever be in support of, and that's not something that we should be allowing to, you know, it's not something that we should be allowing the community to reward, because as far as I see it, it's smaller YouTubers such as myself and many others, their channels are not doing as well. And part of that, of course, yes, I'm a little bit bitter. Of course I am. I'm going to be totally honest about that. I would love to have more of you around and maybe be able to, you know, make this a second job or something. But first and foremost, my priority is like, this is a hobby, it's an outlet, it's creative for me, and I just like doing it. But what makes me really cross is that some of us are over here trying our best, and not being problematic, and it's the ones with the most outrageous personalities, the ones who are saying the most disgusting things, the ones that are most problematic, that are getting rewarded for that disgusting behaviour. And that is down to YouTube as well promoting this, and that is just completely and utterly unfair, but also completely and utterly unacceptable. And we need more people taking a stand and saying, we don't want this behaviour. We're here for the makeup, we're here for the girl chat, we're here for the I've got a problem and I want to know your view on it. We're here for the balanced views, we're here for the fun. We're not here for the tea all the time, or the drama and the entitled, disgusting behaviour and toxic nature of this community. That is not what we came here for. That is not feel good. But unfortunately, there is deep down on this, it does create views. There is a certain part of every human being, myself included, and I'm happy to admit this, that is curious, that wants to know what's going on, that likes a little bit of drama. But what I really kind of implore you, and I will be trying to do the same, is to try to not get involved, try not to support that, try not to feed into it, because YouTube is only going to keep giving us more and more of this shit if we keep telling YouTube that that's what we want to see. And that has a massive effect on how the community behaves. And yeah. And that has a massive effect on how the community behaves and how they choose to continue to behave. Because if they're not getting called out on these things and YouTube isn't kind of rewarding this behaviour, if we allow this kind of behaviour to continue and YouTube sees that we love it, that behaviour is going to continue and it's going to continue to be rewarded. We need to make a concerted effort to reward the people that are lovely people with good morals and principles. I'm not saying that, you know, no one can ever make a mistake again and hold their hands up, because that's just part of being human. But I feel like the way everyone's kind of thinking and really getting into the drama and all this kind of stuff is only fueling the rewards that these people are getting for behaving like this. And that's just not something that we should be doing. So there's the tea on that. Boring as fuck and adult as I sound. That's how I feel about it. And I honestly hope that you guys take this video for what it is and maybe are encouraged to think about the people that you're watching and supporting, and think about what you want to see. Think about the people, think about the effect that those people have on you. Do you come away from someone's video feeling really good about yourself, feeling like you learned something, feeling positive vibes, or are you just there for the tea? So, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one. This one, we're gonna have some cuddles now. Yes, I know, I love you too. Goodbye from me and Charlotte. Goodbye from me and Charlie. We will see you in the next video. Well, he probably won't, because I'll be back at home. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments and stuff about how you're feeling about the community, what you'd like to see more of, and how you feel about this video. Let me know your experiences with online dating as well. I would love to hear about yours. And we will see you in the next one. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and I will see you very soon. Okay, love you lots. Bye. Bye.